Good morning. Welcome to the International Seminar, Mining Digitalization Siemens Minerals Week 2022. We have 3 days to talk about how this area has moved forward. We would like to greet all our audience in CNN Chile, as well as mineralsweek.cl. We invite you to be part of this transmission, to share the comments using the hashtag #MineralsWeek. My name is Sebastián Aguirre. I am a journalist from CNN Chile. Would like to welcome you all on behalf of Siemens and all the sponsors of this meeting, Innovation Center, Anacleto Angelini from Catholic University, Women in Mining, the National Society of Mining, Sanami, German Mining Network, and Rumbo Minero newspaper in CNN Chile. We would like to talk about the different subjects on mining sustainability and how digitalization process can allow us to move forward and reach high standards in this area. Right now, we have the opportunity of seeing the trends and the development in terms of digitalization of different mining companies. And we will be able to analyze different subjects that have taken the agenda locally, domestically, and internationally, and how it has moved forward with the technology outbreaks. And we would have today Carla Rojas, the Vice President in Women in Mining, Diego Hernández, the Chairman of the National Mining Society, Tsunami, and Miguel de la Ossa from Germany, CEO from Siemens Minerals for Chile and Peru. We will talk to Dalibor Dragicevic, the Executive VP from Doña Inés de Coyahuasi Mining Company, Oliver Beck, the VP Solutions in Siemens Large Drives, Germany, and we will be talking to Norma Vargas from the Technology Architecture in Codelco. And to start the conversation today, we would like to greet those that are going to be part of our panel today. Digital mining is sustainability, and this is what we will be talking about today. We have Carla Rojas, the VP of Women in Mining. Welcome, Carla. Thank you for being here in Siemens Minerals Week, and Diego Hernández. Diego. Thank you. And we have Miguel de la Ossa, CEO from Siemens Minerals, Chile, Peru, connected from Germany. Thank you, Sebastián. It is a pleasure being here with you. Thank you, Miguel. Thanks to technology, Miguel is part of the conversation today. We would like to start the conversation of the day and the 3 days of the Siemens Minerals Week. We will start, Carla, with the possibility of broadening the vision of sustainability. But we generally focus, or we talk about sustainability, we talk about the environment, but also diversity. How do we link that? Well, one of the ODS is gender equality, diversity, decent work, and mining sustainability, not only the environment. And what we need is a more diverse mining, occupational health, and restrictions. And this is important for an industry as the mining industry. Yes, we need to see that this is a diverse community, and 52% are women, and in mining industries, a very low percentage, 300,000 workers in the industry, and in support in camps in the mine. However, we have challenges in women and the opportunities of development for them. not only women, but all the other people from diversity as 20% of the citizens there, and also the disabilities. And we need to consider all that. The population is growing and we need to integrate all. We have to protect all the workers, and all these technology solutions can support that. This is very interesting, Diego. And that would strengthen this pillar of diversity. Technology mining is an activity that uses a lot of technology, and with digitalization and all the tools, the new tools that are incorporating, and it's changing the way it's working. And also the incorporation of more women or other individuals that were not able to work in the mining industry. Yes, without a doubt. Now we have many jobs, many works in mining that are not necessary to carry them out on site. And that helps to incorporate handicapped women. And we are in a stage of evolution as the whole society in a global way. Miguel, and with your experience and the vision of the industry, how is the industry adapting to this challenge specifically, and specifically on that area? On this area, well, we are in a fascinating experience. Through technology, we have the possibility, and is to work on a remote way and work on data. These are two basic aspects that will open up and that will give a possibility. So they sometimes people did not consider this attractive and an attractive sector, but now it's opening up, it's giving greater possibilities, and it's becoming attractive for other people. So we are the vanguard of digitalization. And I would like to talk about innovation. For many years and many reasons, mining, due to large investments, it has a conservative way of working, and the amounts are large, but there is also a conservative approach. The conservative approach is looking for innovation. Technology is allowing us to innovate with less risk, to innovate with diverse people. And with innovation, what we need is many minds, many different minds, and technologies open up the space for this to happen. So technology is making this area more of a greater influence, is attractive, and regardless of the gender or if they have physical issues, but it is attractive because they are able to work in the state-of-the-art technology. This is a good opportunity. We want brilliant minds to develop and to show their skills in through mining. It's not only because it's a profitable business, but it's a business that has great knowledge, and this is something that we need to value and use it as a magnet for different talents, for people that for many years considered this not so attractive, but now it's becoming attractive, and we are at the avant-garde of all industries.
Okay, and we are going to go deep in these 3 days with specific issues. So specific policies are being taken into account. We know, Diego, that this industry is facing these issues like other. When we talk about sustainability, we're thinking about challenges in terms of inclusion, diversity, environment, and it's of great importance. But in the national mining, specifically, which are the main challenges in terms of sustainability? Well, the national mining has been incorporated. First, the national mining is a world-class mining. We are at the same levels of investment, development, technology as the mining that is done in other countries, specifically in the mining countries that are developed, that are mainly Australia, Canada, United States. So we are incorporating all that technology. The projects that have been done in Chile were started more or less at the beginning of the 90s up to now. So all the projects that we have in Chile have incorporated the environmental issues and the technological issues too. Now, there are many more resources of information technology, digitization, all those resources that come from the electronical area, mathematical models, etc., that allow that mining can incorporate all that innovation and be more efficient. And that is specifically in Chile is a need, because in Chile we do have a productive area which is very important in copper, as you know, and that copper park productive area is competitive, but it's not extraordinarily competitive. Our cost or cash cost, operational cost, is located in the third quartile. More or less 60% of the copper production at the world level has a similar cost or lower cost than ours, and 40% has a higher cost. So, so to keep that competitiveness is very important to incorporate innovation. That is a tool that we have to be more competitive, more productive. And in that sense, Miguel, how to go deep in this area, how does technology contribute and the process of innovation to reach that type of objective? How do we see the innovation in this process of digitization as an asset, as a value? That seems that we have to do it finally in Peru and Chile. I think that there are different moments and points where we do this as something very evident. For example, when we do an investment, that's a huge impact. How do I optimize the investment? And how do I make a decision where economically it could be the most efficient as possible? So we can go from the most basic, that's to go trial and error. I think this will be this, and then I do an exercise to test my hypothesis. I do it in real time with financial resources, and I could have a positive result or not that positive. And then I do it again, another trial. That is the less efficient way. A clear, for example, ideal is a digital twin. I can I can do a plant, I can simulate, I can see how it will operate, and I can see which are going to be the ratios of production. How can I optimize them? And when doing a startup, knowing what's going to happen, because I already simulated, and it is more competitive. And also something very clear related with all the logistic chain in the process, where we lose time, we're eventually preparing material, we don't take really the best conditions, we don't do the optimal mining of the mine. And always, when I can simulate the processes digitally, I can predict and make decisions in an early stage with impacts in the financial chain that are huge. And also, the amount of data that we have in the mining industry and in general in the industry that we are not using to make decisions is a lot. So for us, I think that it's clear that with the processing those data to simulate that, to simulate conditions with a lot of certainty, we are going to create an economical impact that is certain to increase competitiveness, specifically in this case of Chile, in the mining area. And I would say that our ambition is to be there ahead in a country where we have more innovation. That's why I'm talking about we are doing enough to innovate, and that maybe is a question. We are working on that, but how do we do more to innovate more? Because we have the perfect condition, and of course, when there's fear to fail, it's something that is something against. So we can go deeper in that. Yes, I think it's a very good point because it takes us to cultural factors also, Carla, how the organization is adapting to all those changes. I think that the mining industry is one of the industries that adapts more to the changes in a fast way, although it's a conservative industry. In some time, the Chilean copper was with blood, and safety was a priority within the industry. And then, very fast, we changed that, and nobody jokes with safety. They are very important issues for the industry. And besides that, we do have challenges. For example, six workers died during the year. So what I have in my mind is some information because of blasting equipment. If we can reduce those levels, I understand the competitive is economical. But when we talk about competitiveness in the market today, the market not only wants us to produce a lot in the mining, but also the how do we produce? That is what we are transforming in the industry, and all those stakeholders are relevant. I think that the companies have been going through this digital transformation, automation of processes and their processes. And also, we have been working together with different working tables, private, publicly. But we have to understand that there's a cultural change, and that takes 3, 5 years systematically. We have to work on that. It's a daily thing. And also, there are problems, and we have to be transparent. Sometimes we advance in gender issue and in comparison of women in the industry, but then pandemic obviously made us to increase the use of technology so to keep the processes, but also it increased the violence against women during the pandemic, not only in the public space but also in the private area. So I think that the organizations have to be challenged to be attempting to those changes, but also not to say, oh, we achieved that, but as safety. I think that innovation to be disrupting and to have a 4.0 mining, we need a total transformation. And in that sense, you see that there's an opportunity for the mining industry to go ahead or to ratify the role, the leading role in the national economy. Yes, there is an opportunity for industry and also for the country, for the women in country. In Chile, one of the countries that has less participation of women in labor in all the industry for 42% after pandemic. And the OECD has said we have to make that disappear. And we do have also a social mobility because of the head of the homes. Most of them are women, and maybe as they can incorporate with the automation of processes, with that, we are doing a contribution in social justice, but also for the country. Let's talk about the role of leadership that the mining industry has in Chile specifically. And let's have a broader vision comparing with other countries. How do you see the process of adoption of these new technologies and progress in relation to other countries? How is Chile now located in relation to other competitors? Chile is well positioned. The mining industry in general takes new technologies, and before the companies develop their technologies and they consider competitive advantages when developing an own technology that the rest of the company couldn't have. And that was in the past. Today, all is more open, and the companies, the mining companies, around mining, we had the mining cluster, and within that cluster, not only service companies but innovation companies that offer to the mining companies to test and to incorporate those type of innovations. And the mining is very open, and in Chile, many of the new technologies, specifically information technology, automation, mathematical models, have been introduced in Chile through mining because mining is large, has financial support, and can incorporate those technologies and take advantage of that. And all that is available for the companies. And we have other things. And maybe if we can incorporate important and state-of-the-art technologies, once they are in Chile, they are available, those technologies for other industries and for other applications.
This is a very interesting point, Miguel, because the mining industry and certain ecosystems, and it is ecosystem, and it is an ecosystem that is a condition of collaboration among many actors, and also in the industry, And today, it's the industry with entities, educational entities, technologies, and we are starting today with the cultural change. And I would like to give you an example of what is happening with some of the clients that we have, saying, well, I want to solve this issue. I want to solve this problem for the people of maintenance, the people from project. It is natural that the different actors have different interests. And of course, each of them, they will go on their side, seeing what failed, how can they sort that out. Some want to do the project faster, others not. And that is considering them, well, sometimes they say, well, they own the truth, but no, it's something that is affecting them, because some say, well, I am right, not the other one. So the projects are different. But when we achieve through a simulation process, bring in all the information that was not there, that was not available, we were able to simulate the event. And by simulating the event, it is the root cause of the problem. So if we simulated that, it could predict how much material could they transport, could they bring in. So we're acting with in a better way, with better data. And that is all the other schemes learn from each other with the simple need of collaborating. We have brought in professionals from different areas, people that are not like us, that are not thinking like us, thinking about issues from another angle, or that it was unthinkable, like bring in the expert on the matter, and we would solve the problem. But not now. It's different. And now it's totally different. And what I've seen, and by working in these projects, the individual is happier, satisfied, feels better. We have developed networks, exchange of information that we have not foreseen yet. And it has so many aspects, different ways of working, collaboration, innovation, and trying to work in a responsible way to achieve such a result, that I say that in my experience and many others, we have achieved a change in the way we see mining, in the way we see our work, in the way we do new things, different things. And what we want to do is to share this in the scenario. And it happens the same in different areas. In real life, we see the well-being, the well-being in the job, bringing in innovative subjects, and work hand in hand with the clients and move forward. So it makes it better. And in the opportunities, regarding the opportunities of digitalization and the addition of new technologies, what are the opportunities that you see in the industry in Peru and Chile that start from this process? Well, they are large, and it goes from small and simple. And if someone saw Siemens as a technology company, we are working on going from having all the documents ready in the mill, for instance, all the documents that might seem simple, trivial, and that it should be done that way. But and someone goes to plant, they see an asset, they see um, 4 or 5 aspects in its dimension. I'm not talking about something so large. I'm talking about the plant. I'm talking about the mill. And there are some things that are simple to take it into paper, take it into writing, that all the procedures are okay, they have all the information up to date, up to the other extreme, which is simulating a full process, the full, for instance, logistic chain of the mine. What production needs to take the product to the market. So the range of possibilities is huge. Sometimes we don't need to make a great discovery. What we need to do is to work on many small discoveries. We don't need to make a major discovery, many small discoveries, step by step, move forward, try to be more efficient. And that is the invitation that we are making. The spectrum is tremendous. And when we talk to the universities, it is a tremendous universe. And I can talk to 10 clients, and the way the clients see the problems is different. And imagine the possibilities. Imagine the possibilities that we have there. We have different ways of seeing the process, how we do production planning, and possibilities are so large, that for all professionals, it has been positive because we have had so many professionals, so many areas, and we can make our industry more competitive, solving the problems in an efficient way. And what we need to do is to share that, many contributing to that same solution. And talking about that potential, that enormous potential, and the possibilities, and this is taking us to bring down. This is bringing down all the answers, and the process of digitalization, moving forward in sustainability. Diego, from your perspective, what are the measures that are more urgent in moving forward? I think the industry is already launched, needs to improve competitiveness, and therefore we have all the incentives there to move forward. We have difficulties, we have the issues on gender, and we cannot simply overnight double the mining engineers that are women mining engineers that are going to do maintenance, because they were not trained. So what we need to do is to give a step back and go towards the origin. There are short, mid-term, but also long-term objectives trying to reach that objective. We cannot forget that not many years ago, we did not have the type of digital communications that we have today. And work at the mine was quite autarkic. And you needed to solve everything because it was a sort of an independent world. You had no possibility of bringing in people from outside the mine because it was such a remote area. You couldn't bring in people. And when we had problems from other areas and from other specialty areas, and that has changed. That has changed a lot. And we don't only have gender diversity, and also the possibility of bringing in all everyone from the from our society. But today, well, when I started working, we didn't have a psychologist at the mine. We didn't have an HR management area at the mine. It was only a department that would only do the payroll, and that's it, a calculation, and just to pay their salaries. And everything has been incorporated, and we have now at the mine a diversity of professions, and we would never think about having a mathematician working at a mining company to do mathematical modeling of the processes, as well as mine planning, etc. So everything is incorporated, and it's not incorporated 100%, but it's moving towards that direction. It is a very radical change. And Carla? Well, I think the challenges that we have today in terms of digitalization has to do with breaking some myths in incorporation of women. In the last 10 years, we had 62,000 women graduating from technical careers in the mining industry, and they're not represented in the industry. So what we need to do here is to make a double click or a triple click there and see what's going on, what's happening with those women that are graduating. I'm inviting all women to become part of the Digitalization Academy, and some apply with a certain percentage of the requirements. So what I would like to invite is for them to become part of, to apply to become part of this industry and take the opportunities. Take advantage of all the opportunities as this academy, Digitalization Academy, for all the women leader in the industry. And in Women in Mining, we want to eradicate accident in the industry. And one fatality is not a good news, not even one. So we need to be aware of that. We need to be aware of the protection of the workers, and not only in the accident rate, but being exposed to silica and other geographic risks will be detrimental for their elder years. So we need to protect the workers for the long term. Many workers are afraid of automation in terms of the loss of jobs, but the experience is that there is a transformation of competencies. This last point, Miguel, is very interesting, and I wanted to touch on that from the vision of the workers as well as the vision of the people. What is the role the workers are having in digitalization process because of the positive experience, how they integrate into their teams. When changes are so accelerated, technology changes are so accelerated, so fast, how does that affect the workers and the people, and especially for them to carry these technologies out? And in the first question, what are the priorities and the imperative? There is an important issue which is essential, which is training, education of our workers in different technologies, giving them opportunities so they can have the possibility of developing themselves. How are workers? And we talked about that in another session. We have two options. We either do nothing and we don't adapt new technologies. That will mean that we will not be competitive as industry, and we will end up disappearing. And also credibility would be affected. And if we move forward, learning new things, new opportunities, and that mining per se will not only attract the best professionals, but we will start changing the whole dynamic. Everyone will be responsible from the academic area, from the companies. And how are we going to take everyone towards that? Once we have trained staff, we will be helping them in all aspects, safety, productivity, and that is something that will be helping us, and we should all be bringing in and supporting them, thinking about innovation, and in the Academy of the Mining Digitalization. So if we are making something theoretical and converting it into something pragmatical, and what we are doing is to making it more attractive. What we're doing is to making this more attractive. So this is, as in many other countries, a country without education is destined to failure. And in education, training, and making this a better industry with better professionals, this is what we want to do, what we want to achieve. Go beyond that, or a transactional area or a transactional approach, but trying to go towards an innovative approach. And what we do is we want to add up to that, to these concepts, and also a better mining. And that would be more healthy.
Carla, it's a good example what you mentioned, this joint effort. And I think that this joint effort that mining does in all the public areas of the issues is important. The roadmap of digitization of mining currently that was developed with the Academy is important for different issues, and also, as Diego and Miguel said, not only a financial issue, but safety, and also we can be sure of the quality of the production to be more efficient, and maybe we can be more competitively in a leader area. I have come from the Toronto exhibition, and I look my country with pride how they see us and in relation to the mining production, and also how we produce. So I think that we have to see more the mining with pride. As I said at the beginning, mining in Chile is a world-class mining because of the dimension that it has, because of the productive area, because of the amount of people, of the professionals that work there in mining. And there is a sample that is labor, mature labor, and that was the COVID. The mining achieved to keep the production, to keep the payment chain during all this period. And why? Because we have the culture of safety rooted, and that allows us to face these new standards and all these new obligations of pandemic from the health point of view in a good way. And that is a sample that, well, not in all the countries, not, oh, well, in other countries that didn't happen, only in some. And that shows that mining in Chile is doing it right, is already established, and it has a good base. So to continue incorporating all these issues about information technology and all these new issues. Miguel, there's a question through social network. Remember, everybody is watching us through hashtag Minerals Week. You can participate of the discussion in the social networks, but there's a question for you. It's from Sophia. She wrote the following: which is the project from the point of view of Siemens, the most ambitious project today in relation to these issues? Well, that is a well, I will answer in two ways. Today, we have a customer that we are talking about digital mine, and that is a huge scope. On the other hand, there are other customers that we want to be part, what you call the algorithms of the mind. And for me, that's attractive when you can simulate really the processes, electrically, mechanically, production, so to simulate and make decisions without starting a project or a specific equipment. I think that is the largest issue. But if I go to what my heart says, how to achieve that we fail more in a more continuous way to bring more innovation. When we innovate, we have it is proven that to achieve what the people say, there are many countries that try to fail, and up until they achieve what they want. So we if we can cooperate, so in this ecosystem, we can do more innovation in a most continuous, trying to solve problems. Maybe we have win the largest battle. Maybe to change culturally the way we address this with these new technologies, and that if we all work in that way, there's going to be one that's winning here, another that fail, but the final result of industry will be good. And I answer in two different lines because one is like from the ego, yes, we do have a great project, but from the collaboration point of view, if we work more, trying to innovate more, I think that we are going to get a better way in the long term. Very interesting because it changes the view on the process. We are now finishing, closing the conversation, some final idea. Well, to innovate, you have to be disruptive, specifically to women in the industry, and that they dare to apply to the Digitization Academy and take their space to do this. Diversity is important to grow. Diego, we are under a period, a complex period in the country. And what I will ask the country is let the mining to continue growing and continue innovating as we have been doing right now, contributing to the economical, social development of the country. Miguel, the closing words, and then we continue with the agenda of these 3 days. I think that it's already said, and the Diego's words, I agree completely. It's an industry that we have to take care of because what we can generate here goes beyond simple mining and is related with the improvement of the quality of each of the persons. I think that mining is a platform. It's a very special and nice platform in Chile, and there's no other industry that allows to do that because it has a very important financial support. It's the perfect platform to improve the quality of life of many and many millions of Chileans. Miguel de la Hoz from Siemens Minerals, Chile-Peru from Germany. Thank you for participating in this starting panel of Siemens. Thank you, Miguel. Okay, Carla, Diego, thank you for being here in this conversation panel. Very interesting. This is a starting point. Then we will go deeper in all these aspects in these 3 days. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for the invitation. And with these words, we finish now this space, our uh, inauguration panel. Digital mining is sustainability. I want to thank our guest, Tamara Lever, Carla Rojas, President of Winning in Mining, Diego Hernández, President of Tsunami, and Miguel de Ossa from Siemens Chile, Peru. We will do a break, 15 minutes break, and then we continue with the Minerals Week Agenda 2022. And you are all invited to continue participating of the conversation through hashtag Minerals Week. We will come back soon.